What happens when you take the P out of a pirate? He gets irate. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. Today we're going to talk about the new update that they gave us. They gave us a bunch. It's not actually an update yet. It's just a bunch of new, cool, interesting stuff that they gave us. Huge shout out to my patrons first, though. You guys are awesome. I couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you so much for your support, guys. And if you want to support the channel for free, folks, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment. Let's mount that algorithm, shall we? Before the pirates get to it and ruin it for everyone. So let's get into it here, folks. So they just gave us the SM33 kit, which we already had if it's been in game for a while. We got the new Scorch kit, which is the final clone for the Lord Vader / Tarkin squad, and then we got the updated Tarkin kit. And the Scorch kit and the Tarkin kit look great. They look really good. So that's all I have to say about that. We're not going to look at their kits, guys. They do look very strong. We'll look at them more closely once we can actually use them. But SM33 also looks good. But we've already seen his kit. We've already seen what he can do. So the video's over, right? Now that there's actually more in the SM33 release, the kit, that there's an FAQ, which gave us some interesting information, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So there's going to be 2 pirate teams, and they're going to be usable for the new raid, which is kind of out of nowhere, kind of surprising. So let's take the 2 lines that actually matter to anyone out here. And okay, so 2 squads of pirates. That's 10 total pirate characters. We know 4 of them so far, which is Hondo, Enva's Nest, Sana, Staros, and of course SM33. And so that leaves 6 more if we're gonna have 10 pirates, and eras have slots for 6 new characters, and then maybe a legendary unlock character, which who knows. We're not going to speculate on which pirates they are because we have a lot of other things to talk about, including some really fun math. So 5 or 6 new pirates, or maybe 7. The slide didn't take that into consideration. I guess we'll probably get 6 or 7 new pirates. Which is mathematically probable. So using the pirates for the new raid, I think that's the thing that surprises a lot of people, including myself. And let's just get past the idea that pirates weren't part of Order 66. Like, do you remember that time that pirates came, selflessly came to help defend the Jedi Temple against Lord Vader and the clones? That was an iconic moment in Star Wars history, right? Now, I mean, we have weird teams all the time in these raids, right? And like, does it make sense that Imperial troopers are hunting their own on Endor? Of course not. But they were like part of the nonsense. I mean, pirates just don't really fit in here, and it's a little frustrating that we've been putting all this work in on the Balin squad and the swgoh squad, and like they're just not usable for anything, but the new pirates are. It feels frustrating, but let's move past that. This is probably the least ridiculous element of everything, to be honest. So anyways, this seems crazy that they're gonna use pirates at all in this. Not just that the faction is weird for the setting. We can get past that. We can, and we will. Don't worry, guys. At first glance, without looking at any of the math, it looks a little crazy because if there's 2 important teams for the new raid, and they're not even available for top tier guilds, like they won't even be available till sometime in the summer, then it seems like raid rewards are going to suffer across the board. Maybe not for the top guilds, but like it seems like maybe they're gonna suffer for at least a couple months. So let's look a little bit deeper, I guess. What teams are we gonna use? We have the Bad Batch team, we have the Tarkin clones team, and we have the Jocasta Nu plus Mace Windu team. That rhymes. Jocasta Nu and Mace Windu. And anyways, we have the new Vanguard Jedi team that are gonna be here. Right now there are 30 usable characters with the Battle for Naboo raid. And let's see, this slide is actually wrong, guys. It's because I didn't include Tarkin or the new clones, so it should be. Right now we have, I mean, we have 30 usable characters for the Battle of Naboo. The math here, so we have 5 Bad Batch, we have 16 Jedi Vanguard, which all of them pretty much suck, almost all of them. And then 10 pirates. So there should also be 5 for that Clone Wars team, the clone team. So there should be 36 total characters. Most of the Jedi Vanguard characters kind of suck. So it seems a little weird to think that we might have a 4th team available initially, but we also do have the Luminara team plus Kit Fisto right now. That is a pretty garbage team on its own, but we still get max scores with that pretty easily if we know how to mod it and use it, of course. So it seems like, I mean, initially, are there really only going to be 3 good teams available? I mean, right now, like, kind of, if you want the max crate, or max raid reward, whatever, and I know that a lot of guilds can't do this, but if you want the max reward, you're gonna need somewhere around 10 million score for every player. That's approximate, of course. It's not the exact number, but right now you can do that with 4 teams, all at Relic 8, and I know that's expensive for a lot of teams or for a lot of players. But if you do that, 4 teams will get you 10.8 million pretty easily. Or if you want to just get into ludicrous speed area and say you could do 3 full teams of up to Relic 9, then your total score would be 10.8 million for those 3 teams as well. I know that that's not practical for anyone, including my main account, but it is something that you could maybe can theorize about, I guess. Like the big guilds might be able to, but even like the biggest guilds are probably not going to be able to get 15 Relic 9s right away. That seems like a little much. I mean, some of them maybe, but for the most part, we're not going to probably not going to just have 3 total teams available at the start of this raid. I would be very surprised, but we might have a 4th team that can do less damage, or maybe we'll have a max scoring 4th team that we're just not, it's tough to see, right? But that may end up happening. We're just not sure. I would actually bet that we could have 5 teams available initially, and we do know that the new raid is going to be 5 character teams. So my guess is that we'll have 5 total teams that we could use to get a score. Probably the last couple are going to be pretty sketchy, and of course, a lot of people aren't going to be able to use those teams right away anyways, because we're still farming them. But the question is, how approachable is it for the guilds on the smaller accounts? The bigger accounts, I just don't care that much about. They're gonna get what they need as quickly as they can, as quickly as but the smaller guilds is the bigger question. Like, how much of a hit are they going to take? So looking at these time frames, Crosshair will probably be farmable as soon as we get the next patch, which might be today, it might be tomorrow, I don't know, but Crosshair will be done in, if you do 2 refreshes, all of this stuff is going to be based off of if you're going to try to farm these characters as quickly as you can. So that means 2 refreshes, total of 15 tries every day on them on hard nodes. So Crosshair would be done in about 55 days, going as quickly as you can. So Bad Batch should be ready for the raid in sometime in July. Of course, the raid, they said, is going to be done or ready sometime in June, maybe July. They were pretty unclear about exactly when they're going to start it. June at the earliest, but yeah, so we're just going to assume June, but it almost doesn't matter when the raid starts, because we know when all these teams will be available to use. So when the raid starts almost doesn't matter, as opposed to when the characters will be available to farm. So let's just say the Bad Batch is available to use for people who have been actively farming them and really working hard on getting them ready. Be ready on July 15th. We'll get Scorch on May 20th, and he'll probably be, if using the same math, that takes 2 months to get him to be farmable, and then once he's farmable, then it's 55 days to farm him. He'll be He'll be done farming sometime in mid-September. So for the Tarkin clone squad, sometime in the middle of September is fine. Then we'll get the new Jedi on June 3rd and June 17th. And then right after that, we'll have the event to unlock Jedi Master Mace Windu. We won't unlock him initially for the majority of people who don't pay for it, pay for this game. So if we wait until his next event, which is probably, they've said that they're going to start giving us like every 3 months cadence. If they do it that way, then he'll be around 3 months after his initial event, which will be sometime in late September. So we'll have the Tarkin clones available, and we'll have the Mace Windu Jedi available sometime in September. And then we'll start with the Era of Pirates, and this is just the projected dates to unlock all of these pirates 1 through 6, and then we'll have the legendary unlock sometime around mid-September. And if we're really on top of things, hopefully we will be, we can unlock that legendary. Even if we don't have a legendary, we'll get done farming the pirates sometime around December as well. So the pirates will be usable sometime in December if we're really on top of our farming, and we don't have some other, like, they don't release like a capital ship that just derails us entirely. It's going to be somewhere around 5 months to get these pirates up and running after the raid starts. So the raid will begin, and then the clock will tick for 5 months, and then we'll be able to use them. So it's a long time, but that's that's all just projected based off of what information we currently have. So if the raid does stick around for a full year, we'll be able to use pirates for about 7 months of it, which, I mean, that's not a terrible percentage, I guess, if we're really on top of it and really rushing things. And it'll actually just be a few months before even the majority of guilds will be able to use 3 or 4 total teams. I mean, like, my main account is working as hard as it can, but I don't spend money on new characters lately. That's just not something I do. And so even my main account, who's in one of the top rating guilds in the game, my guild will probably end up getting top rewards, but they'll have to carry me. I won't be able to do anything substantial until sometime, like, I'll be able to get the Bad Batch team good to go somewhere in July, and then after that, like, my guild will have to wait till September for me to actually contribute. My alt account will have to wait for even longer, probably. July and August is going to be a rough time for a lot of guilds, because if the raid starts, even if it starts in July and August and a lot of September, I mean, unless all of its members are really working hard, they're not going to be able to earn the same level of crate. Like, it's not even going to be available, because we can't even farm the characters for a long time. Like, none of the clones are farmable right now. And that's like the second most available team are the clones. Anyways, the December till the most of the pirates, the raid currency is just really important, guys. It's super important to a lot of guilds, and it is just really it's one of the most important currencies in the game, and most guilds and most players really rely on that income. And yeah, I mean, at least we know this is kind of like them a little bit confirming that the new raid is going to be at least a year long, because if this was going to be like an 8-month or 9-month turnaround like they've done on other raids, then adding pirates as a requirement would just not be feasible. Like, there would just be a total uproar. So yeah. I've said it before, folks, I don't really love that a lot of guilds, I don't love the transition between raids. It's like, how would you do in life, folks, if you're like, okay, I'm working my job, I earn a certain wage, my family relies on this wage, we do such and such things with the wage, whatever, and then just suddenly, for no reason, your work was like, look, you just got to take a few months of, like, way reduced pay. Just, you know, starting tomorrow. Like, I mean, obviously this isn't feeding our families. This isn't, you know, but it's just, this is like vital income. And we go from whatever we were getting consistently to a way lower number is just really tough for a ton of, like, it's really tough to develop your account when you don't have enough currency, and you're not getting enough currency because it's not, you don't even have the available teams for it. It's a crazy thing. And I just don't love that transition. Like they're just like, hey, yeah, you used to be able to earn all this stuff. Too bad. Like, go, like, start earning less now. Go. We've changed the rules. It's just rough. I've never approved of that really, but that's just how it works. So, you know, a lot of the big guilds will be able to get their top raid rewards right away. That's fine. I'm wondering, it already the fact that there's just no teams that are available to use on this new raid. So a lot of this is going to be different, right? If they're like, oh, by the way, we're going to also add like a lot of generalized like Galactic Republic teams. Like you can have like a Padme team or like a 501st Clones team. Like there could easily be a few of these teams that are allowed. They haven't released all the things yet, all the factions and stuff, but we've already got more characters loaded up to be able to use in this new raid than we do in the current raid, than we do in the Naboo raid. Naboo raid is 30. Right now we know about 36 characters that are going to be allowed in the Order 66. Are they really going to expand it farther than than 36? I mean, maybe they will, but they really might. And so I think it's very important that we keep in mind, like, yes, it looks kind of annoying and frustrating and awful and all sorts of negative things to say about it. I'm not, you know, for sure my main account, my alt account, both look like they're going to be taking hits. And I don't love that. That's frustrating. Frustrating to me. Frustrating to me that a lot of other people have to deal with that. But we also don't have full information yet. And they've done a good job of making the game enjoyable to me. Yes, there've been a few tone-deaf things that they've done over the course of the years, and I can't really excuse all of those. Of course not. I've been really frustrated with the developers a lot of different times, and this may end up being one that I am just really mad and really frustrated about. I guess the thing I want to make sure people understand and people keep in perspective is we're operating off of incomplete information, and it just seems real dumb to get way mad and hot and bothered about something before we have full information. I mean, I think we should wait a little bit. We'll see. I know that a lot of people are really mad, and I don't really blame them. It seems worrisome. It seems troubling. I hope it doesn't suck as much as it looks like it's going to suck, but maybe it's going to be fine. At the end of the day, guys, at least we don't have to spend as much time in the raid. If we don't have enough teams, we don't have to spend time raiding as much. We'll just be like, oh, I did my one team. I'm good. I fulfilled my obligation. Anyways, folks, that's it. We'll talk more about the raid as we get more information. But thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Of course, remember to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already, please. And remember that in all things, the Xerath prevails. And I hope you do too, guys. We're all in this together. Take care.